Hi, my name is Marina Perry, and I'm here today to talk to you about The Right to Remain Innocent book by James Duane. There's two scenarios in this book where innocent people, once they spoke to the police, immediately became the main suspect or got charged or however the case is. One of them being a father from Illinois who was looking for his daughter in her disappearance. He had just told his whereabouts, everything like that, and unfortunately he had ended up incriminating himself in the crime, but they actually ended up not telling him about his daughter being dead or drowned until after they had realized that he wasn't the suspect. So that was one instance. Another instance is a guy by the name of Michael Martin. He actually got sentenced to a life sentence for what he didn't do. But pretty much he was looking for the murder of his wife. He was giving out details and being super cooperative with the police. Same scenario, they asked the last whereabouts for him, and unfortunately he ended up incriminating himself because he was with his wife during her last moments. And because of doing so, they charged him, wrongly convicted him, and gave him a life sentence, and he actually only served 20 years after DNA evidence had proven that he didn't do it. So these are just a couple of scenarios where just talking to the police can end up incriminating yourself. There's a few different reasons in the book to what Duane says about not talking to the police. One of them being is just in general what the police tell their children versus what they tell us. They tell their children not to talk to the police, have a lawyer, don't incriminate yourself, don't give out extra details, anything like that. Whereas with us, with the citizens, it's, well, let's be friendly, like, just tell them everything you know. There's no way that you could get charged or whatever the case is. And so we end up kind of invoking our rights and just talking away. And because of doing so, we end up actually a lot of the times incriminating ourselves in doing that. Dishonesty, manipulation is a lot of other tactics with the police. It's really hard to believe when an officer is telling you to waive your rights to go downtown, just knowing that once you go downtown, like, it's actually not what it is. So it's just hard to trust in general when talking to the police. Another key factor is the judicial system. They're really hand in hand with the police when it comes to just being complex with invoking your rights, invoking your Fifth Amendment right. So it's just harder because they naturally see you as a suspect now in the eyes of the court, because it's like, well, why do you need to do that? Why do you not want to talk? Common sense and intuition go out the window always when talking. What you need to say and what you don't need to say is a big factor. Just not giving in too many details that can possibly incriminate you or someone else. The most important advice that I think Duane gives throughout is just naturally not talking to the police. But I would also say just really knowing your rights, knowing your Fifth Amendment right, invoking it when you need to. And just obviously not allowing you to feel like, well, is it right or wrong that I'm doing that? It's your right if not to talk or to talk if you want to. And that, I feel, was just the common theme throughout the book. I personally liked it. I think everyone really should read it. I call it kind of a game book for citizens, because we really shouldn't rely on the system to tell us our rights. We should have us as citizens know our rights ourselves and not wait for someone to tell us ourselves. So I kind of see this book as a way for everybody to kind of have at hand, like, what is our right? Like, when should I talk? Do I even need to talk? Do I need to come down here to talk, or am I going to incriminate myself? So that's really what I noticed. And then the last thing I noticed throughout the book is just pretty much everyone is a potential suspect. It doesn't matter if it's good nature, if you're there for good nature or think you're a good person, whatever the case, it doesn't matter, because if you fit the bill, you fit the bill. And that's kind of the common theme I noticed as well. So just really protecting yourself, protecting your rights, knowing when to invoke your rights, and just I guess, really not talking to the police on a lot of stuff unless need be. And that's really what I got out of it. So thank you for listening, and yeah, thank you.